With everything going on in the Middle East, our focus tends to be on that. And yes, it is very serious, it's very dire. However, what we have done is we've put all our focus on that and we've missed something. Today we're going to discuss 3 things that we've missed here at home that are huge. One's a major shortage, one's the fact of goods, and the third is we are not actually getting represented the right way. Now, we need to dive a little deeper in each one of these because I think it's going to open your eyes to what we've missed, all because our focus tends to be maybe on our left hand, and really our right hand's got a lot going on in it, and that's back at home. Let's jump into it. Today, this video starts right now. Thank you so much for being here today. If you are new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that's okay, but let us know what you think about the content of this video. Also, our channel, our goal is to grow a channel to a point where it brings wisdom and common sense to everyday life. The crises that we deal with, but also the fact that how we can prepare, how we can make sure our family is taken care of, and how we can try to be more sustainable. And of course, that gives us satisfaction to raise our family in a better way than what this crazy world is doing. Now let's jump into these 3 things. First, what is the main thing that we are missing when it comes to our focus being in the Middle East? Today, a story came out that said that drug shortages, pharmaceutical shortages is at an all-time high. Now we had a video, we've actually done 3 of these videos over the last 2 years. And every time we say this, it gets worse and worse and worse. So again, our dependency on buying these pharmaceuticals from overseas, our dependency from not truly stockpiling like we should, our dependency, the fact that we've probably put our American people too much on these pharmaceuticals and have made dependency on them, has caused this shortage. News story shows that the U.S. is facing record drug shortages. In the first quarter of 2024, the U.S. faced 323 active medication shortages, surpassing the previous record of 320. So with every time we do these videos, there's more and more and more shortages. Well, remember, some things we can live without. However, there's been so much dependency and so much movement towards pharmaceuticals to keep us quote unquote healthy or alive that now our life depends on these things. Remember, majority of our stockpile of medicine comes from China and India, not America. So we're not stocking up on these things as a culture. And then of course, us as individuals are not doing probably our due diligence to try to stay healthy. We tend to just kind of remedy it by let's dull the pain with more medication. Not saying that you can't live with medication, I'm not saying that. But because we've built that dependency, that means we have to make sure these pharmaceuticals are always at our, our beck and call. We can always have the access to them. It says the American Cancer Society highlighted a particular alarming shortage of chemo drugs, which has led to severe impact on patient care. Hospitals and clinics have reportedly completely ran out, and the doctors are having to ration and prioritize. What happens when we talk about socializing medicine and having a bigger footprint in the medical facilities and medical care? That means, did you hear that? Rationing and prioritizing. That means, yes, our children, of course, would be taken care of, but maybe the 70-year-old won't be compared to the 30-year-old. Now, we shouldn't have that way of life. Everybody should have access to these pharmaceuticals, but because there's a lot of shortage, then it's going to start being, well, who takes primary? We've talked about this before. When we put a bigger footprint on something and we don't become an independent thinker and we don't have the independence and sustainability, then we depend on someone to tell us if we're worth saving or not. But another thing that we've been hooked on and put our children on and our families on, ADHD medicine such as Adderall. Since even 2022, even to 2023, and now to 2024, we're seeing more and more shortages when it comes to this drug that everybody depends on. The numbers of people on this has surpassed hundreds of thousands of people, more than what they had anticipated when they started making this drug. Millions, actually. So now they're saying we can't even get the manufacturers to get it into production enough to even to cover the demand. So not only do we have a supply and demand problem for right now, but because we're starting to put so many people on this medicine, drug manufacturers can't even get it made. They can't even stock it up. They can't even get it made quick enough to even get it to the demand. So that means, of course, the price will probably go up on pharmaceuticals. The FDA told ABC, the FDA can utilize different tools during shortages to assist manufacturers with increasing supply, including expediting review and supplements to add to additional supply to active ingredients, to adding additional capacity. What that means is we can manipulate the drug enough and we can change it. We can add a few other little details, a few other little things, and it will get a quick approval on it, and all of a sudden it'll be in Americans' hands. Well, what they're saying is safe and effective important, or is getting them pharmaceuticals are important? There's a lot of problems here. There's a problem with the fact of socializing medicine, big government in medicine, and the fact that we're not producing our own. That's a lot of problems here, and we're missing out on that. Now, I would tell you this. If you're not buying emergency preparedness medicine, we like Jace. I mean, by far, we literally just bought a new Jace case for one of my children just the other day because they came out with a kid case. If you don't have some kind of emergency prepared medicine for sickness, you need that. But not only that, if your pharmaceutical or your doctor cannot give you what you need when it comes to medicine, check with one of these companies. There are a lot of them out there that can help you walk through getting extra supply. If it's a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, 6-month, year, whatever it may be, they can help you get that. Because if your life depends on it, there's shortages going on, are you priority or is someone else priority when it comes to this kind of medicine? This is a big deal and we've missed it. All because our focus has not been on making decisions important for Americans, not for the rest of the world. Not only with the shortage of the medicine, secondly, let's talk about the fact that inflation is not going away. We're not doing anything to actually help our economy. I want you to listen to this. Since Biden took office, gasoline is up 47.8%, groceries up 21.1%, eating out up 21.4%, baby food 30%, pet food 23%, rent 20%, electricity 28%, natural gas 26%, used cars 20%, airfare 32%, public transportation 22%, and average weekly earnings are down 4%. So that means not only are people not getting raises, the inflation cost is actually costing you 4% pretty much on a year's basis of loss. Not only that, everything that you're purchasing has went up. It said that an average family is going to spend anywhere from $400 to $1,000 more a month to cover the normal things they bought back before this administration went in. So you are spending an extra $400 to $1,000 a month on goods, all because of policies that we are enacting. Did you know that everybody is buying gold like crazy right now? China's buying gold, your Fed's buying gold because they realize our dollar's struggling. The more dollars it takes to buy something, that shows inflation is up too much, and it shows that we are leveraging our dollar too much. No one's buying our treasuries. Everybody's selling them back. So all these people are going to say, well, the dollar's not worth anything. Why do I want to keep buying the dollar debt, such as Japan or China or India, when they're saying, what value is it? America can't even elect somebody who doesn't like ice cream and can stay up past 6 o'clock at night. And everything is falling to pieces with their economy. Forget the dollar, let's go back to gold. Forget the dollar, let's go back to this other currency. And what is happening is now it's making our dollars worth less, which is making goods cost more. It has nothing to do with the fact of that paper and the government saying it's worth X amount of dollars. The fact that it's speculative based on the fact that we're spending too much money, we're running too big of deficits, and now the Fed is not raising enough rates to cover it because it's election year. No one wants to lose an election based on raising rates. But the truth be told, we have to sleep in a hard bed because we made it. And what that means is interest rates have got to go up to curb the spending of inflation. And we've got to get a hold of our dollar. If we don't, you will not be able to afford your groceries. Think about it. I went to Walmart the other day, and we grow a lot of our food. We literally grow all our meats and about 90% of all our vegetables. The things we buy at Walmart, like laundry detergent if we don't want to make it, deodorant, toothpaste, all that kind of stuff. If I put 2 or 3 bags of stuff in a buggy, that's like $300 or $400. You can't get out of Walmart without spending a few $100s. That's ridiculous. And it's all because this economy. in the way that we're choosing to lead America. So our focus has been on everything in the world, every other war, every other people group, and all the while Americans are struggling day in and day out, and your leadership is doing nothing. And that brings me up to the third and final point. Now I'm gonna plug this because I want you to go watch it. I don't get anything for it. I'm just telling you what I would do. You need to go watch Blaze's coverage of how these politicians are getting filthy rich. I want you to follow, if you're on Twitter or X, follow, and he's actually, I think, on all social media, but he's an anonymous, he's an anonymous handle, but it goes by Unusual Whales. And what it shows and what he is showing is all these elected officials, like 90% of them, even Republicans, even the Democrats, even the conservatives, even the leftist liberals who are preaching against money, like your socialists, like Bernie Sanders, they're all getting filthy rich because they're playing the game not only with lobbyists, but they can get basic inside trading information. We always talk about, like, Nancy Pelosi, but look at Mitch McConnell, look at Dan Crenshaw, look at some of these names. They talked about names. Look, in Mississippi, my personal congressman, Guest, he was one of the ones they mentioned. How these guys are making tons of trades based on the information they're getting, and they're getting filthy rich. Now, what that shows is we're electing people to literally go to Washington, no matter how much good intentions they have. They're a fallen human being like the rest of us. But instead of going up there and setting policy to make things better and get less government overreach, they're making more policies, and all the while they're not caring about you because they're fattening their pockets. It's amazing. These people can make, a very good income of $120, $150, $180, $200,000, but then serve 5 to 10 years and they'll have $50 million net worth, $30 million net worth. Well, they didn't get it by that income. They didn't get it by anything other than dishonesty. And these people are the ones that we want to elect to represent us. There should be never a time that we're not doing term limits. There should be never a time that we're not focused on what these people are doing. Check what your people are doing. It's public record, but nobody talks about it. Nobody touches it because it's all just one big cahoot party. Until we realize that these people are not up there setting policy for us, that should show you why pharmaceutical shortages are here. That should show you why inflation's crazy. That should show you why the deficit's nuts. Because we don't have proven leadership. And sadly, this election's not going to do anything. Men are going to fail us. We understand that. But when we get away from having full-time politicians, I think that's a good start. When we have term limits, that's a good start. When we have honest people that go up there and then have to come back to their constituents and work because their income is not as strong up there, if you took all that like side money out, I bet you wouldn't see many people running for those offices because it's not worth it. But they all run because there's hidden things they get. Go back and watch that documentary. I think it can open your eyes. So there's a lot going on. And yes, the world is important. I don't want to see war. I don't want to see chaos. I don't want to see bombings. However, what we're doing is we're putting all our focus there. And while America is literally, it's like an apartment fire burning, and we're all on the 50th floor, and the apartment fire starting on like the floor 1 or 2 or 3. And all these people's got to get out, and all these people's got to get to safety. And no one's worried about it. The firemen are working on the 3rd and 4th floor maybe, but everybody up here is unsafe. It's the same thing. We're in a burning building in America, and no one is doing anything about it. Truly, what needs to happen? A full reset of our economy, such as balancing a budget, term limits for our congressmen, no insider trading, and not this little like sleight of hand policies where we write a 1,000-page bill. I'm talking about we need single-oriented bills on one piece of paper to represent what we're actually voting for. Sadly, both parties are failures at this because it's just one big Ponzi, and they're making tons of money off us. All the while we're in a deficit. They're making tons of money, but we're in a huge deficit, and we're literally spending trillions. Every 100 days, we're spending $1 trillion basically in deficit. It's unsustainable, folks. So how can you protect yourself? Well, first, the drug shortage, you need to be looking at things like Jace Medical and finding ways to buy extra pharmaceuticals. Find herbal remedies and find out how to grow those, and find out how you can forage for healthy medicinal benefits. That's huge. Those are things you can do now. Go buy a Jace case today. Secondly, our economy's failing. So the more food you grow, the more times that you can work on trying to be sustainable, the less you have to buy the grocery store foods, the more you can buy in bulk from places. It will save money. How you can save your cash, maybe buy some gold, maybe buy some real estate, maybe buy something that's not losing value like an automobile that you can't afford. Maybe the fact that you shouldn't be living in that big of a house. Maybe your energy bills are too high because you can't afford the house that you're in. So we may need to scale down our own life. Even though the American dream is to buy and big and have debts and be happy, that may not actually be what brings true happiness. True happiness is found in our families, found in our faith, and found in our freedoms. And we're losing all that based on what our leadership is telling us. And thirdly, quit closing your eyes to these politicians. You know, look at, I'm a conservative. But like Carrie Lake, she came back and changed a policy on the rights from Arizona the other day. Trump's kind of holding back on some of his policies too. Republicans tend to try to lean to more center to try to get more votes, and all the while they're leaving people like us, the conservatives, out to dry. The extreme liberals who want less government, true liberals now, not leftists, liberals, they're getting the same thing. The freedom of speech is getting taken away, and so it looks like they're winning, but actually it's hurting them too. Where have we lost our way? Well, we've lost our way because our focus has not been on America and making America better. And that's the truth. While our focus has been on the world, yes, it's important. But we can't fix the world until we fix what America is. For instance, I cannot work and help someone and counsel somebody on their marriage. I can't work and help and counsel somebody on their finances if my house is burning, my marriage is falling to pieces, I'm not raising my kids right, and I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. We're doing that in America. We're literally trying to tell everybody how to live, and the whole time we are literally burning America to pieces. We're in that big apartment fire, as I said. Guys, let me know your thoughts. It's not meant to discourage. It's meant to say, control the things that we can control and try to tie up those loose ends to make preparedness better for you and your family so you're not affected by some of these things. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this video. Comment below. Also, follow me on Twitter, because remember, we're going to be doing a monster giveaway at the end of this month on Twitter, @TheColbyMac. I share a lot of things over there too. And I hope that you can, I hope whatever I share helps you be better. Let me know in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless. Happy homesteading.